guys think?
Eastern Montana looks really different. Just kidding.
So what was that, Scott?
That was my trip to California, and that's Santa Monica Beach. So I got a little snippet of what's going on over there.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and warm over there.
If you guys didn't feel the warm weather last night, we got a nice little warm front. Or I just like saying warm front because it sounds all weatherman-like. But we had some warm yesterday, and if you guys weren't outside, then you're crazy. But for me, I was here at MCAT, and basically no one really came into MCAT to edit and to hang out so much. It was pretty much really hot out there as well.
Yeah, it was very nice out. I think the high was like 71 yesterday. So
Was it? I was traveling back from North Dakota, so I just got here right as the sun got down, and
Was it a hot drive? We had to put on your air conditioning and all that?
I did have to put on my air conditioning, but outside it was in the 50s most of the drive, but you get hot in the car with all the sun, so
yeah, nice.
But that's great to hear that summer is coming in Missoula. I mean, it's about time already.
Yeah. Spring just started, but we'll expect a couple things of snow to go through the day. But this rest of the week, I checked out the weather, and it said that in terms of weather, we're going to expect high 50s and low 60s for the rest of the week. Overcast, showers, and I think it's going to threaten to rain today. Of course, it did rain this morning, if you guys haven't already noticed.
Yeah.
We should expect some showers today, but the rest of the week should be pretty much fine. I want to talk a little bit about my documentary, but first I want to talk about, we have a guest from the Missoula Parks and Recreation. I'm going to call her up later today. We also have Claudia with Transition, right?
Yeah, Claudia Brown from Transition Town is here. She's going to be receiving the Jeanette Rankin Peace Center Award on Sunday, so it's a huge honor to have her on the show.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have her on in just a minute. But for right now, I want to talk a little bit about some of our summer camps. Our summer camp's going to be running through this summer, and it's offered to kids ages 9 to 13. So if you have a kid, grandkid, or whatever who is interested in video making, we host a summer camp. The dates are July 18th, June 18th, and like the week of June 18th, the week of July 18th, and the week of July 28th through August 1st. And each camp is different: animation, beginning camp, and then one big movie making camp. And another announcement I want to say is that the Creative Cat Film Contest is coming to a close, and everyone has until the 22nd of April until they have to turn in their Creative Cat video, whether either directly, indirectly. We'll show that PSA shortly, but just want to give another shout out to our Creative Cat Film Contest.
How many submissions do we have?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. I'm just trying to promote more people. We got a bunch of submissions from what I hear. But that's Sam's.
$365.
Yeah.
Is a grand prize.
$365.
That's like free money.
Yep. Just send your link or any video thing to contest@mcat.org. That is contest@mcat.org. And you can also send it to us physically. Just come into MCAT. It's like, I got a video for you. Just give us a video in any format, and we can figure it out.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight we have a program of the premiere of my documentary, which is the Buddy DeFranco jazz documentary, which is going to be running on MCAT. So any of you who like jazz and you want to sit through it for an hour and a half from people talking about it and showing some music and great stuff from 2010. Nice. I know it's my premiere, but it's from 2010.
Very cool.
Perfect.
But here's a little snippet of it, and then after that we'll have Claudia come up here. So enjoy, you guys.
Jazz is very much a language that has to be learned. Like any other language, Spanish or English or whatever. If you studied a lot of Shakespeare, you would probably be quite good at both speaking and writing in English. If you have never spoken English before and you say, I'm just going to wing it, I'm just going to improvise, but you don't know any English and you don't know the grammar of English, your odds of sounding like you're speaking English is pretty limited.
Amazing experience playing with these, the top names in jazz, and with Clipper and David all these years, it keeps me on my toes, and since jazz is not common around here in terms of gigs, it's been great to have the opportunity to play with all these great players for all these years, and it's not some kind of dream world or something. It's reality. You're right there. They're right on the stage there, and the kids get to work directly with the guys in Jazz One get to work directly with the player, and it's pretty quick. In and out. They're here, rehearsal, clinic, concert, gone. They're gone. But it's still been awesome.
The Jazz Festival has kind of gotten to be one of the big events in town. People have come to regard it that way, and so people who like to show up at concerts, no matter what they are, will show up for ours too, just because of that. It is, it's kind of a happening thing, so everybody wants to kind of be in on the action.
Okay, so we're back. We're here with Claudia Brown, who is going to be receiving the Jeanette Rankin Peace Center Award on Sunday. And Claudia, you're the what is your title? You work for Transition Town. You're the coordinator.
Yes, and we call it Transition Missoula.
Transition Missoula. So,
Yes.
What is Transition Missoula?
The transition movement is all over the world. It went viral, started in 2006 in England. And so transition is developing local economies and resilient communities to help us prepare for climate change and resource depletion and economic fragility.
Okay. So tell us, I know that peak oil is a big buzzword for the transition movement. Tell us, what is peak oil?
Yeah, we don't really call it peak oil now because people get confused because they think, oh, there's lots of oil because of Bakken.
Mm-hmm.
So we call it, excuse me, resource depletion because there's more than oil that's being depleted. And the reason that they're mining the Bakken oil fields now is because there's no more easy coal left, except in maybe Qatar, in the Middle East. So this is the oil at Bakken and in the tar sands that is hard to get at, and it also takes more energy to get it out.
So what's going to happen when the resources are depleted? What are your future predictions?
Well, it's not just that, transportation will be much more expensive, everything will be more expensive, but also things like plastic and a lot of medicines, and there's so much more that's derived from oil than we realize, even polyester clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Transition Missoula is an organization that's preparing for climate change and also resource depletion. Tell us, how does climate change affect Montana?
Well, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change just recently came out. That's the 5th report of an international body of leading scientists. And what they say is that we already know what the effects are, but it's that they're more certain that it's going to happen. So how it will affect this area is forest fires, and there's drought in some places, and also more flooding, and more storms, and storms of greater intensity. And it's also likely to happen eventually that we will have environmental refugees here. People from the coasts, a lot of coasts will be flooded, and people will want to move here because we aren't maybe as impacted as a lot of other areas.
Okay. So tell me, how does Transition Missoula as a community, what are some of the things that you do? What are some of the things that you're going to be doing, and what are some of the things that you do to get ready for this transition? Or how would we say, what do you do, what are you transitioning to?
One of the main activities that the transition movement does is reskill people, to teach them to do skills that we used to do before we had so many convenient things. So it's reskilling people how to can food, making our own clothes, making shoes, making our own tools. So that's one thing. And then in Missoula, we helped to start a time bank, the Missoula Time Bank, which is kind of like a bartering system. It's online, and when people join, they can put in this website what they are offering, like, say, maintenance or house cleaning or sewing something for someone, or food. I offer relishes and jams. And then you look down the list and see what you want for your hour that your hours that you've earned. So you can, for instance, you can trade housekeeping for therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. So we're about to wrap it up, but I just wanted to touch on, there's a rally on April 26th at the X's. Last question, what is the rally about?
The rally is actually all over Montana and in all the different cities, and it's rallying to oppose coal and to show our government that people are leading now in business. Yes.
Yeah, so one thing that I really like about Transition is that it's acting without the government. It's acting before because the government, how would we say it? It's acting without, basically you're doing it yourself.
Yes, yeah. The government isn't acting, so we need to push them by acting first.
All right, great, Claudia. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll return back to what we've got. Thanks, Claudia.
Thanks.
Hello. How would you like to win $365 and many other prizes? MCAT is putting on the very first Creative Cat Film Contest. To enter, you must make a short video no longer than 2 minutes in length, and it must involve a cat, either directly or indirectly. Send us your video to contest@mcat.org. Or you can walk into our offices at MCAT at 500 North Higgins, Suite 105. As long as we can see your video, you're in.
Hi, my name is Abraham Kim. I'd like to share with you our upcoming Mansfield Conference, Human Trafficking, Montana, and the World, which will be held on April 15th through the 17th at the University Center on the campus of the University of Montana. For more information, please visit our website at www.mansfieldconference.org.
Oh, hello. I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, and I wanted to tell you that we want to start making a new program here at MCAT called Missoula Plays Piano. We just bought this pretty nice piano. It's a Clavinova by Yamaha, and it has 4 piano voices on it. It also has an electric piano sound, a different one, and it has some organs, and it also has a jazz thing. So, if you would like to play this piano, all you have to do is call.
And we are back. Thanks for joining us. And we have a guest today. We have Meg Rogozinski, the outdoor recreational specialist, talking about her spring and summer recreational programs. And she's from the Missoula Parks and Recreation. Am I correct?
Yep, Missoula Parks and Rec.
So, what can you tell me about some of the programs that you guys are offering?
Well, we pretty much are offering all new programs. We still have those same summer camps that everyone has loved, but we have added a bunch of them to have more outdoor recreation and adventure-based camps, as well as added spring and fall programming for kids after school, and an adult outdoor recreation program called the Missoula Movers.
Could you tell me, could you expand on what age range are you looking for these programs?
Well, for our summer programs, my camps, we have our sports and wellness camps, and those are for ages 5 to 12. And then we have our outdoor recreation camps, and the all-day camps are for ages 7 to 18. We have some weeks that are just for teenagers, and some weeks that are just for younger kids. And then we have our Missoula Movers program, which every Monday we take a different outdoor recreation-based trip, and that's for the active older adult. So anyone that wants to try something new, we have fly fishing lessons and floats on the Clark Fork with the Newtown Surfers, all that sort of fun stuff. So it's kind of like summer camps for adults.
Oh, that sounds great. Could you tell me? I had the question in my mind. Where people can get more information?
Sure, they can stop by 600 Craig Lane at Currents Aquatic Center. They can check out all of our camp sample schedules, staff bios, all the fun things we do at camp at www.missoulaparks.org. Or you can always just call 721-PARK to enroll.
Oh, that sounds perfect. What kind of stuff would you for, like, there's always that floating and rafting down the river. What kind of programs do you have for that in terms of, like, water recreational stuff?
Well, our summer camps, they pretty much follow the same schedule, but each week has a different theme. Like, one week we have outdoor photography, another week we have survival skills. But every Monday we'll be doing our high and low ropes course at McCormick Park. We'll be learning how to skateboard with some local skate pros at Mobash Skate Park, and we'll be playing disc golf. Tuesdays, we do a bike clinic, and we'll learn how to tune our bikes over at Free Cycle. The guys are great over there. And we'll be going biking and then going to Garnett Ghost Town. Wednesdays, we'll be heading out to MPG Ranch to learn how to fish on the stream there, and then go hike Mount Baldy. And then Thursday, something I'm really excited about, we'll be whitewater rafting with the Newtown Surfers, either on the Blackfoot or on the Alberton Gorge. And Fridays, we'll be rock climbing outside at Kootenai, or in another outdoor location, and then visiting Splash, Montana. So, we're kind of hitting all the fun things to do in Missoula.
Well, that sounds like a lot of great stuff. We're running out of time here. Is there anything else you want to touch base on before we go on?
Sure. I just really want to emphasize the fact that we are the recreation professionals, and we keep low staff to camper ratios perfectly, so we can have a really good camp that keeps your team physically and mentally engaged all summer long.
Well, thanks for joining us very much. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
And that was Meg Rogozinski from she's the outdoor recreational specialist with Missoula Parks and Recreation. And right now, Noah has a lot of events to talk about. And we have another interview we have to talk to, because we're talking to Hatton Littman about what happened to the school board last night, because she just texted me back. Cool. And we're going to do that pretty soon, but
So I've got some events going on. Okay, so Wednesday tonight at the ZAC, there's always such cool stuff going on at the ZAC. There's glass fusing orientation class. This intro class will cover the basics of glass, from how the kilning process works to slumping, fusing, mold making, and glass aftercare. And once you've attended this orientation class, anyone can come into the glass fusing studio and work. This is Wednesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The cost is $15 plus the cost of glass. And you can go to www.zootownarts.org for more info and upcoming art events. So check it out if you're interested in glass making. Up next is the Beginning Herbal Medicine Making with Britta Blodorn. This is tonight, and this is 4 Wednesdays of April. So it starts April 9th and goes to April 30th. It's 4 Wednesdays. The cost is $55. It goes from 6 to 9 p.m. And in this, you'll learn the basics of common herbal medicine preparations and applications. The class will cover make and sample herbal infusions, dectoctins, water-based extracts, tinctures, herbal honeys, cough syrups, lozenges, infused oils, salves, and more. You can call 549-8765 to register, but check it out if you want to learn how to make some herbal medicine stuff. Herbs are always good. And then up next, we have a documentary at the Crystal Theater, which was actually filmed using our equipment here at MCAT. It's called The Coal Road to China, and it starts at 7 p.m. and there's another viewing at 8 p.m. and is at the Crystal Theater. There's free entry, but donations are suggested. And this is brought to you by the founders of MELT, Jan and Harold Home. This film shows the coal export to Asia. Ranchers, scientists, physicians, and a former coal mine manager will speak with experience about the issue. So if you're interested in coal and what's going on there, go check that out. And then tonight at Fact or Fiction, there is a book signing and reading with Montana author Craig Lancaster. He will be reading his novel Edward Adrift, which is a sequel to 600 Hours of Edward, which I actually have a trailer for. So I'm going to show that. This is his book trailer, 600 Hours of Edward, which is the first book to what he will be talking about, reading from tonight. So the book he will be reading from tonight is the sequel to that book. So check it out if you're interested. He's a Montana author. He lives in Billings with his wife and 2 dogs. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, didn't it look like a pretty interesting book?
Yeah. Very existential.
Yeah, it looked really fun. And then tonight at the Wilma, we have Beats Antique, which they're cool. They're like really like electronic, but also like Egyptian. I don't know. Here's one of their songs, Beauty Beats. This is tonight at the Wilma. Doors are at 7, show is at 8. It's $25, and tickets are still available. So here's their song, Beauty Beats. So they're tonight at the Wilma.
Wow.
Yes.
They sound very Mid-Eastern or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
right?
they're really Middle Eastern. Yeah, it's a really good show, and they're always very fun. So check it out if you guys want to. And then I've got one more I want to show everyone. So tonight at the Top Hat is March 4th Marching Band, which is like a 20-piece marching band, but they're not the traditional marching band. They're playing with Fruition, and here is March 4th's America's Got Talent audition. So these guys are tonight at the Top Hat. Let's see, $16 show is at 10. Okay, so here is their America's Got Talent audition. So that is tonight at the Top Hat. If you guys like instrumentals and jamming out, check it out. Yeah.
That looks very cool.
Yeah, doesn't it look fun?
Yeah.
I guess they've been known to march down Main Street before a show.
I could see that. They're like a big band, big marching band.
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check
There's
it
a
out.
whole
if you
bunch
guys
of
want
events
to.
going on through town for sure.
There are, but seriously, every single day of this week, there's excellent music. Really, get out there if anyone's interested.
And of course, I got another phoner, and this is Hatton Littman, the Director of Technology and Communications for the Missoula County Public School. Did I say that correctly, Hatton?
Yes, you did. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well this morning. Thank you.
Well, we don't have much time left in the show, but we'll try to see how much we can talk about the Missoula County Public Schools board meeting from last night. What was the main points of last night's meeting?
Well, we definitely had a facility strategic plan update, and since we hadn't had one of those for 2 months, there was some discussion around where the school district is in the process of that facility strategic plan. The schools have all gotten down to their top 1 or 2 options, and now the steering committee is reviewing all of those and trying to place priorities in terms of, the first 5 years, the second 5 years, and then the third 5 years of how the district might actually do some of this work and what it may eventually cost taxpayers and what that bond request might look like in 2015.
Are there going to be any levies done for these projects?
Well, that's a great question, Scott. There's no way that the school district could afford a project of this nature. I mean, this is a facility strategic plan that the district has never had in its history. It's comprehensive. It looks at all of the maintenance needs, all of the redesign needs, as well as safety and security and technology infrastructure, which are really important. So we would absolutely have to ask the taxpayers to approve a bond and potentially a building reserve to help fund that project.
Well, that sounds like a lot of great stuff. Facilities has been a big thing happening for these last couple of months. How much longer do you project that we're going to be in the stages of, what's this called? What is the stage that you're at is called?
Well, the facility strategic plan will probably continue throughout the next 6 to 9 months, and we're just closing out this phase of essentially getting all the input from schools and community members around the schools and coming up with this list of preferred options and then a prioritized list of when that work might happen.
Right.
I would imagine that plan might be presented to the school board in the next 3 to 6 months.
Well, thank you very much, Hatton, for joining us. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we go?
Well, I definitely want to touch on the fact that we do have an elementary levy that will be on the ballot for May 6th. I want to encourage everybody to keep an eye on their mailbox because this is a mail-in election. And so you'll be receiving ballots the week of April 21st. and then you need to mail them back or hand deliver them by May the 6th. And that ballot will not only have our elementary district levy on it, but there'll also be 3 trustee positions that are open.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. You usually join us on Fridays. You're a little more open on Fridays, but it was really great to hear from you so you can give us the school board report.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, that was Hat Littman, the Director of Technology and Communications at the Missoula County Public Schools. And of course, we were supposed to talk about the State of the Community address. Josh, please talk about that.
All right, the State of the Community is coming up. It's going to be on Monday, April 14th, and I'll just read it for you. It's presented by the City Club, and the title is "The Future is Now, Today's Initiative Serving Generations to Come." So basically, what it says here is join the City of Missoula, Missoula County, and the University of Montana for annual State of the Community event. It is held this year at City Club Missoula on Monday, April 14th at 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Future is Now, Today's Initiative Serving Generations to Come will feature Mayor John Engen, President Royce Engstrom, and County Commissioner Michelle Langquist, each discussing work from the past year and the year ahead. Learn about the future Lolo to Missoula Trail, the potential purchase of mountain water, and $11 million in new scholarships for students, and more. City Club provides an inquiring atmosphere and time for questions. So yeah, that looks cool. It's coming up on Monday, April 14th. It's like the State of the Union, but with 3 major leaders from our community.
Cool.
Right.
That's important.
So to get this information more, be sure to log on to our Facebook page. We post all our links to what we talked about today. Be sure to watch MCAT for us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yep.
We post our Facebook page, so if you miss our video in the morning, you can watch us online. But we've gone well over our time. Here. But of course, we can do that because this is an hour-long program. We have the hour-long slot, but we usually do it just half an hour. But
and it's
you'll
on
see
YouTube
our replay
for you. So.
But you won't see this part in the replay. So.
Oh wow.
But anyways, for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramph.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
I'm Josh Menny.
Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you Friday morning.